General Hospital will reveal under the pressure of a tumultuous personal life, the relationship between Kelly Monaco and Steve Burton went through unexpected twists and turns, shaped not only by rumors but also by real backstage conflicts. From the moment they both starred in General Hospital, their on-screen chemistry became a major topic of discussion, leading many fans to speculate whether their bond extended beyond mere friendship. However, behind the romantic scenes was a completely different reality, one where their friendship was deeply affected by external factors, particularly Steve's ex-wife, Sherry Gustin. According to rumors circulating within the television industry, Sherry was never comfortable with the close relationship between her husband and Kelly Monaco. Her suspicions grew as she perceived their on-screen interactions as too convincing, raising questions about the extent of their connection off-screen. Though no concrete evidence ever surfaced to suggest a romantic involvement between them, Sherry's jealousy alone was enough to cause serious cracks in their friendship. She reportedly made it clear that she disapproved of their closeness and insisted that Steve limit his interactions with Kelly to what was necessary for filming. Some behind-the-scenes sources claimed that during one visit to the set, Sherry took things a step further by directly confronting Kelly Monaco. Allegedly, she did not hesitate to express her displeasure and even directed harsh words at Kelly. Feeling both offended and unfairly targeted, Kelly gradually distanced herself from her once close friendship with Steve, even though they were still required to work together. Sherry's interference created a growing rift between them, one that became increasingly evident over the years as Kelly and Steve barely spoke outside of their scripted scenes. With personal conflicts and unresolvable tensions looming over them, what was once a strong friendship between Kelly Monaco and Steve Burton slowly crumbled, leaving behind an irreparable void. Fans who once adored their on-screen partnership could only watch in disappointment as the reality behind the cameras proved far different from the bond they had hoped for. The tension did not stop there. Kelly Monaco once participated in a reality television show called Dirty Soap, where she openly shared some of the most challenging periods of her life. She spoke candidly about her struggles with health issues, including an alleged eating disorder, shedding light on the personal battles she had faced behind the glamour of her career. Her willingness to be vulnerable resonated with many fans, but behind the scenes, it also led to an unexpected and deeply upsetting situation involving Steve Burton and his then-wife, Sherry Gustin. What shocked Kelly the most was discovering that Steve and Sherry had privately discussed her health situation. It was unclear whether their conversation stemmed from genuine concern or mere curiosity, but regardless of their intentions, Kelly felt that it was an unacceptable invasion of her privacy. She had never invited them into that aspect of her life, nor had she sought their opinions on her personal struggles. The realization that they had spoken about her behind her back, particularly regarding such a sensitive topic, made her feel exposed and betrayed. For Kelly, this intrusion crossed a boundary that could not be ignored. It was not just a matter of gossip, it was about trust. The knowledge that Steve, someone she had once considered a close friend, had allowed such a discussion to take place, with his wife no less, deeply unsettled her. She saw it as a violation of her personal space, an interference in matters that were hers alone to handle. The disappointment was profound, and it ultimately led her to a firm decision. She could no longer maintain a close friendship with Steve. Even though they continued to work together on General Hospital, their off-screen dynamic was permanently altered. Kelly chose to distance herself, avoiding unnecessary interactions whenever possible. The camaraderie they had once shared was gone, replaced by a cold and professional detachment. Though they still appeared on screen as colleagues, any semblance of a personal bond between them had been severed, a casualty of mistrust and the irreparable damage caused by what Kelly perceived as an unforgivable breach of privacy. For many years after the initial fallout, Kelly Monaco and Steve Burton maintained a noticeable distance from each other, rarely interacting outside of their shared scenes on General Hospital. What was once a natural and easy friendship had turned into a strictly professional relationship, with both actors making a conscious effort to keep their interactions to a minimum. Their once vibrant off-screen camaraderie had faded into cold formality, and it became apparent to those on set that something had irreversibly changed between them. Crew members and fellow castmates couldn't help but notice the stark contrast in their dynamic. While Kelly and Steve had once been known for their effortless chemistry and friendly banter behind the scenes, now they only spoke when absolutely necessary, usually to discuss scripts or coordinate scenes. Gone were the days when they would laugh and joke between takes or spend time together outside of work. Even when filming required them to portray deep emotional connections on screen, the warmth that had once been genuine now seemed like nothing more than an act. Their distance became even more pronounced after Steve's personal life took a dramatic turn. His marriage to Sherry Gustin ended in a highly publicized scandal after she became pregnant with another man's child, leading to their eventual divorce. Some fans speculated that, with Sherry out of the picture, perhaps Kelly and Steve could mend their broken friendship. However, despite the drastic changes in Steve's personal circumstances, his relationship with Kelly remained as strained as ever. The years of tension and emotional wounds were not so easily erased, and whatever had once existed between them was beyond repair. According to behind-the-scenes sources, Kelly had never truly moved past the hurt caused by their past conflicts. The feeling of betrayal, the breach of trust, and the way their friendship had unraveled still lingered in her mind. She had no desire to reopen old wounds or rekindle a connection that had caused her so much emotional distress. For Kelly, the past was best left behind, and any possibility of reconciliation with Steve was simply out of the question. Even as both actors continued their respective careers, the unspoken distance between them remained a constant reminder of how much had changed. To longtime fans of General Hospital, it was disappointing to see two actors who had once shared such an iconic on-screen bond barely acknowledge each other in real life. But for Kelly, the choice was clear: some relationships, once broken, were never meant to be mended. The story of Kelly Monaco and Steve Burton may have come to a quiet and bittersweet end, but the lingering impact of their fractured relationship continues to fuel curiosity among fans. Once one of General Hospital's most beloved on-screen pairings, their real-life estrangement remains a topic of speculation, especially given how drastically their dynamic shifted over the years. What was once a close bond filled with camaraderie and trust slowly dissolved into silence and distance, leaving many to wonder if their friendship was ever salvageable. At present, Steve Burton is focusing on new projects, both professionally and personally. Following his highly publicized divorce from Sherry Gustin, he has been working to rebuild his life, seeking new opportunities beyond General Hospital while also exploring new relationships. Despite the turbulence of his past, Steve appears determined to move forward, leaving behind the painful chapters of his personal and professional life. However, even as he embarks on this new phase, his relationship with Kelly Monaco remains one of the unresolved aspects of his history, a connection that was once strong but now seemingly irreparable. Meanwhile, Kelly Monaco has also been stepping away from the spotlight. After officially departing General Hospital at the end of 2024, she has maintained a relatively low profile, avoiding public discussion of her career shift or her past friendships. While fans have hoped for a clearer insight into her future plans, she has remained silent, choosing to focus on her personal life rather than reignite old controversies. Her departure from the long-running soap opera has left many wondering whether she will ever return to the entertainment industry or if she has chosen to permanently distance herself from the world that once brought her both fame and heartache. Though neither Kelly nor Steve has made an official statement regarding their fractured friendship, the prolonged distance between them speaks volumes. Over the years, there have been no signs of reconciliation, no public acknowledgments, no social media interactions, and no indications that they have attempted to mend what was broken. For longtime fans who once adored their chemistry, this lingering tension serves as a reminder of how personal conflicts can extend far beyond the screen. Could time eventually heal the wounds that separated them? Could they one day set aside past misunderstandings and reconnect, even if only as acquaintances? At this point, the answer remains unknown. For now, the silence between them continues, leaving their once close friendship as little more than a memory, one that fans can only look back on with nostalgia and unanswered questions. Many colleagues and friends of Kelly Monaco have come forward over the years, confirming what fans had long suspected. Steve Burton's ex-wife, Sherry Gustin, played a significant role in the breakdown of his friendship with Kelly. According to multiple sources, Sherry was not just a jealous spouse, she was controlling, possessive, and obsessive when it came to her husband's relationships with other women, especially Kelly. Her intense suspicions and erratic behavior created a toxic environment that made it nearly impossible for Steve and Kelly to maintain their once close friendship. Insiders from the General Hospital set recall instances where Sherry made unexpected visits, monitoring Steve's time on set and ensuring that he maintained his distance from Kelly. Some even claimed that she would call him frequently, checking in to see where he was and who he was with. It became clear to many that Steve was caught in a difficult position. He was a well-respected actor who had always maintained professionalism, yet he seemed to be under immense pressure from his wife to limit his interactions with Kelly. One former General Hospital crew member shared their experience, saying, "You could see the tension every time Sherry was around. It wasn't just a casual visit, she was watching, making sure Steve and Kelly weren't too comfortable around each other. And Steve, poor guy, you could tell he didn't want to make waves with her, so he just withdrew." A longtime friend of Kelly's also spoke out about the situation, explaining, "Kelly was hurt. She and Steve had been close for years, and suddenly he was avoiding her, keeping things strictly professional like they were strangers. She knew it wasn't entirely his fault, but at some point, she had to protect herself. She wasn't going to beg for a friendship that his wife clearly didn't want him to have." As the years passed, the distance between Kelly and Steve only grew. While they remained professional on set, those who worked with them could tell that something had permanently shifted. The easygoing camaraderie they once had was gone, replaced by a cold and distant professionalism. Steve never openly addressed the situation, but those who knew him best could see that he was not happy. When news of Steve's divorce from Sherry broke, after the shocking revelation that she had become pregnant by another man, many fans expected that he and Kelly might reconcile as friends. However, that never happened. The damage had already been done, and Kelly had moved on. Though Steve was no longer tied to Sherry, Kelly had no interest in reopening old wounds. According to behind-the-scenes sources, she never forgot how deeply hurt she had been when Steve chose to prioritize keeping peace with his wife over preserving their friendship. As more details about Sherry's controlling nature emerged, fans of General Hospital took to social media to express their sympathy for Steve. Many believed that he had been trapped in an unhappy marriage and had been forced to sacrifice his friendships to appease Sherry. Some even went as far as calling her a manipulative and toxic presence in his life. One particularly vocal General Hospital fan tweeted, "Steve deserved better. Sherry ruined his friendships, made his life miserable, and then betrayed him in the worst way. No wonder Kelly cut ties, she saw the writing on the wall." Another fan commented, "I always wondered why Steve and Kelly barely talked anymore. Now it all makes sense. That poor guy had to walk on eggshells just to keep his marriage together." Despite the overwhelming support for Steve and the newfound understanding of what had caused the fallout with Kelly, neither of them has ever publicly addressed the situation in full. Steve has remained focused on his new career ventures and personal life, while Kelly has stepped away from the spotlight after leaving General Hospital in late 2024. Whether or not they will ever mend their friendship remains an unanswered question. For now, the years of silence between them speak louder than any statement they could make. Some friendships, no matter how strong they once were, cannot survive the weight of outside interference and unresolved hurt. Stay tuned for the next installments as we dive even deeper into the compelling and complicated story between Kelly Monaco and Steve Burton. With new revelations emerging from colleagues and close friends, the mystery surrounding their fractured friendship continues to unfold. What really happened behind the scenes of General Hospital? How much influence did Steve's ex-wife, Sherry Gustin, truly have over his decisions? And most importantly, is there any chance of reconciliation, or has too much damage already been done? In the upcoming sections, we will explore never-before-shared insights from those who worked closely with both Kelly and Steve during their time on the show. From shocking details about Sherry's possessiveness to the emotional toll it took on Steve, we will uncover more of the story that fans have long been curious about. How did Steve truly feel about the distance growing between him and Kelly? Did he ever try to fix things? And what was Kelly's breaking point, the moment she knew their friendship was beyond repair? Additionally, we will take a closer look at Steve's life post-divorce. Now that Sherry is no longer in the picture, has he found peace, or is he still haunted by the fallout of their toxic marriage? Has he privately reached out to Kelly in an attempt to mend fences, or is their estrangement destined to be permanent? Meanwhile, Kelly Monaco has remained largely silent about her personal life since leaving General Hospital in late 2024. Is she stepping away from the industry for good, or is she simply taking time for herself after years of navigating professional and personal challenges? How does she feel about Steve's public breakup, and does she have any regrets about how things ended between them? The drama that unfolded behind the cameras may rival anything fans have seen on screen, and there is still so much more to uncover. As emotions run high and the truth slowly comes to light, one thing remains certain: this is a story that refuses to be forgotten. Stay with us as we continue to bring you the latest updates and exclusive details in the next installments. The past may be written, but the future is still uncertain. Could time eventually heal the wounds that separated Kelly and Steve? Or is their friendship now nothing more than a bittersweet memory of what once was? Only time will tell.